gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. We have a special edition of Robert Sports Show here. For the first time ever, AAA Wrestling is represented on Robert Sports Show. Yes, you heard me correct. Mexico's own AAA Wrestling, AAA Lucha Libre, AAA Worldwide, AAA Triple Mania 26 review. Triple Mania 26 was this weekend. Triple Mania is one of the biggest wrestling shows of the year for AAA professional wrestling in Mexico. New Japan has Wrestle Kingdom. America has WWE WrestleMania. Mexico has Triple Mania. AAA Wrestling has a Twitch channel, Twitch TV. They were advertising doing English commentary for the first time ever with the announcers from Lucha Underground, Matt Striker and Vampiro. Wasn't going to take into the show, but I'm like, you know what, we'll see what we can do about checking it out. Wasn't going to do it, trying to get the Twitch channel. Went to YouTube. Oh my god, last night found it. I'm like, what? Whole show on YouTube. Went, oh yeah. Of course, it's like WrestleMania, it's 5.5 hours freaking long, but it's there. So definitely what you need to do is, if you want to check that out before you watch my review of it, scroll all the way down Robert Sports Show, all the folders I have, whatever you want to call them. In the very bottom one of my liked videos, I got not only MLW Wrestling, Major League Wrestling is liked on there. You also see Triple Mania. So check the show out. The link, click on that and check out the whole show. Come back, check out my review. Let you know what's the review first. Stay tuned. We have 10 matches. Yeah, some of these guys I don't know. Some of these guys you may or may not know. But there are some guys from wrestling in the United States that you're going to know. ACH from Ring of Honor, from Major League Wrestling. Shane Strickland from Lucha Underground, known as Killshot, from Evolve, from Major League Wrestling. Sammy Guevarra from Lucha Underground. Andrew Everett and DJZ from Impact Wrestling. And DJZ is also from Evolve. Jeff Jarrett, WWE Hall of Famer. Ray Phoenix, Lucha Underground, Major League Wrestling. Brian Cage, Impact Wrestling. Rich Swann, former WWE Cruiserweight. Pentagon Junior, Jeff Jarrett. So yeah, there's a lot of names you're going to recognize here, but there's a lot of names and guys and gals you're not going to recognize, but unbelievable wrestling. The Lucha Libre style of wrestling is something that I've always been passionate about. The Cruiserweights, that's how they kind of got their start. The Rey Mysterios, the La Parka, LA Park. He's on this show from WCW. Juventud Guerrera. So yeah, these are the guys that were in WCW, the Cruiserweights, that I started watching. And it kind of transitioned into what we know as Cruiserweights today around the world, the Will Ospreays of the world, the Young Bucks. Their style came from Lucha Libre. A lot of New Japan stars will go to Mexico and train and build themselves up to come back to New Japan to make it big, to come to North America and make it big, go to the UK. First match we had on the card was some of these names I'm going to fuck up, I'm going to tell you that right now, but hey, it was a 6-man tag. It was a Llave La Gloria match. Translation, Key to Glory, next generation, kind of the future stars of Mexican Lucha Libre Wrestling. The 6-man tag, we had Dragon Bait versus Astrolux versus Freelance. Freelance is actually an older wrestler. He's kind of been one of those guys that just goes wherever he can to wrestle, kind of like the Young Bucks do with Japan, Progress, Japan, United Kingdom, Ring of Honor, that kind of thing, PWG. On that team versus Draztick Boy, Aramis, and Latigo. The one thing that these 6 guys, this match was amazing. 6-man tags, so you get tag in and blah blah. The Spanish flies off the apron, multiple Mexican destroyers, Canadian destroyer, 450s, just out of nowhere they'll hit a freaking Mexican destroyer off the freaking side of the ring. Spanish flies everywhere. Freelance actually pins Latigo to get the victory for his team. Team of Dragon Bait, Astrolux, and Freelance. I give it 4 1/4. It was good. It was just, if you like the flippy, jumpy, Spanish flies, this kind of move, freaking phoenixes and all that kind of crap, which I do. Boom, there's your match. All right, next match on the pre-show. These are both pre-show matches, by the way. The AAA World Cruiserweight Championship on the line in a fatal four-way. ACH versus Saint Strickland versus Sammy Guevarra versus Australian Suicide. Australian Suicide has been AAA World Cruiserweight Champion 211 days. Again, this is kind of like the first match. You had Hurricane, the Shooting Stars, 450s. Sammy Guevarra, something like that, however you say it, hit a 530 on the champion Australian Suicide to become new AAA World Cruiserweight Champion. Just wow. A big faction in AAA now is called MAD. It reminds me a lot of NWO back in WCW, where they came in with Conan and Jeff Jarrett and kind of trying to take over. Killer Cross, one of the members of the MAD faction, comes out and hands Australian Suicide a MAD faction shirt. He didn't throw it back at him. He took the shirt and left the ring. So we're kind of left wondering, okay, is Australian Suicide going to join this faction or not? Next match we had up, which was a AAA mixed tag team titles in a four-way. So yeah, we seen the mixed tag challenge that was on Facebook for WWE. Mexico has their own titles for that kind of thing, which is kind of cool. So we had, I'm going to fuck these names all up. I know that right now. I'm just going to warn you. Dinastia and Lady Maravilla versus Big Mami and Nino Hamburguesa. Mr. Hamburger or something like that. Hamburger Man versus Hijo, Vikingo, and Vanilla. And then the other team was Angelikal and Larado. Yeah, exactly. I fucked the names all up. I know. But Big Mami and Hamburger Man have been mixed tag team champions for 434 days. Big Mami and Hamburger Man, some big motherfuckers. Just saying, big boys. Big girl, big boy. But their ability to do the lucha libre style of fucking professional wrestling was second to none. To watch a 400-pound dude fly over the top rope, 350, 400-pound woman fly over the top rope. Bam, great match. They retained their titles, 434 days and counting. Mr. Hamburger Man pinned Lady Maravilla. I gave it 3 3/4. Next match was a ladder match for the #1 contender for the AAA tag team titles. We had Team Impact, which is on Everett and DJZ versus one of 2 team elites, Laredo Kid and Golden Magic. The other team elite was Bandito and Flamita. And then Team Lucha, Super Friends, AeroStar and Drago. Drago has been actually nursing an injury, so I was kind of wondering how he was going to do in this. Drago did my favorite ladder match spot of all time. Golden Magic, and I wanted to say it was Bandito, I think, possibly, or Flamino, one of those 2 guys. They both went up for it was more like a satchel briefcase type thing, and they're hanging there. The ladder gets knocked out, so they're both hanging there. Golden Magic stays, the other one falls. Drago does a freaking spear off a ladder, like Edge did the freaking Hardys. One of my favorite ladder match spot, and Drago pulled. I mean, it was cool. Watching freaking Lucha Libre guys, and here, have a ladder and play with that. Bam! I mean, the typical ladder spots, people going through ladders, people falling off ladders. The team of Bandito and Flamita getting the win. They're #1 contenders for the AAA tag team titles. I gave this match 4 3/4. I thought it was good. A little short for me to go 5 on it. Had some, some crazy spots, but I mean, it had some typical ladder spot moments, so I went 4 3/4. It was kind of a low 4.5, or high 4.5, low 4 and 3, kind of right in that range, 4.5 or so. And then we had the faction of Mad coming out, Conan, Jeff Jarrett, Killer Cross, Teddy Hart, Juventud Guerrero. We find out that Australian Suicide did join MAD. Murder Clown and Pagano come out. Vampiro gets involved, gets in the ring against Vampiro, and Conan have had a real life feud going on for years from WCW and whatnot, and from AAA Mexico. Vampiro challenged Conan to a loser leaves Mexico match. Don't know when that's going to take place. Don't know if it'll be next year at Triple Mania or one of the other shows coming up. But that was kind of, it was kind of cool to kind of knowing Vampiro from WCW, from Lucha Underground as an announcer. He from Mexico as a wrestler, and have Conan and Jeff Jarrett out there. So we'll see where that match goes. Next, we had the AAA World Trios Championship on the line. These are 6-man tag titles. We had Carta Bravo Jr., Mocha Coda Jr., and Tino Santana. No, not that Tino Santana. Not the one from WWE Hall of Famer Tino Santana. A guy named Soul Rocker who changed his name in Mexico to Tino Santana. Versus a team, the Triple Threat versus Mamba, and then Max Nino, and then Hiedra de LA Park, which is the son of La Parka, former WCW Cruiserweight from years back. And then the team of, hold on. Oh no, I'm sorry. It was Mamba and Max Nino and Pimpadillo Escalada, and versus the team of El Hero de la Park, Puma King, and Taurus. The champions have been champions 213 days going into this. Carta Brava Jr., Mocha Coda, and Soul Rocker Tino Santana. They got the win. Carta Bravo Jr. pinned LA Park. I give it 3 3/4. There was a little shenanigans going on. It was one of those matches, it's like you're expecting more out of it, and it's like kind of a letdown, so I went 3-3 on it. Again, sorry about fucking the names up. I'm doing the best I can, and you got to hear me with the Japanese names, so it's just as bad. But you get the drift of what I'm saying here. Next, we had the OGTs. How does it pronounce? Ojeda, which kind of means some bad words in Mexican. That's what Vampiro told us. Team of Venero, Cheeseman, and Superfly versus the team of Jack Evans, Juventud Guerrero, and Teddy Hart. Yes, that Jack Evans from Lucha Underground, from other indie organizations, who has a rap sheet longer than Jeff Hardy. And then Juventud Guerrero has been around forever. Teddy Hart, yes, the grandson of Stu Hart, the nephew of Bret the Hitman Hart. One of Bret's sister's kids goes by the name Teddy Hart. The Lumberjack match. And the Lumberjacks in Mexico, they have straps. You get thrown out the ring, you get fucking beat. You get the shit kicked out of you, basically. Superfly ended up pinning Teddy Hart. I give it 3.5. It was kind of a their match. Next, we had a six-man tag street fight. We had the team of La Mascara, Ray Espadacano, and Texacon Junior versus Joe Linder, Murder Clown, and Pagnella. Yes, I said Murder Clown. Yeah, this match was the worst hardcore match you've ever seen in WWE. Add the ECW flair to it with Mexican overtone. Throw that all up in a box. Mick Foley. Throw that in there. Throw a little of this in. Yeah, exactly. You know where I'm going with this. There was a table on fire at one point. Ray Espadacano put Pentagon through with a Spanish fly through a table on fire. Yeah. Texano Jr. pins Joe Linder. It was a great street fight. I give it 4.5. Next, we had the only women's match on the card. We have Hair versus Mask. We have the mask of Lady Shayna versus the hair of Fabia Pache. Apache. Lady Shani had Hamburger Man out there with her. Fabi Apache had Taurus out there. Both of them got involved in the match. Both of them were trying to help the other lady. Both these guys were trying to beat up the ladies. The famous La Park came out, attacked them both. Was out there to kind of keep things straight. At one point, these referees in Mexico are corrupt. So you might have referees getting involved in the matches and attacking people and stuff. And this was in this match also here that happened. The ref got knocked out. The first ref. A second ref comes in. The first ref was favoring Fea Apache and was kind of attacking Lady Shania a little bit. Well, Lapark came out and stopped it. The second ref came out, attacked the first ref. And one thing you need to know about AAA, about Mexican wrestling, is typically in America, or even in the UK and stuff, the referee goes 1, 2, 3, bam. It's kind of a boom, boom. In Mexico, it's a 3 count, but it's more of a 5 count almost. It's kind of a 1, 2, 3. So there's a delay there, like a second or two delay. So yeah, it's a little. You really got to get your opponent pinned. The second referee knocks out the first referee. The match resumes. Lady Shania saves her mask. Fabian Apache gets her head shaved. I gave it 3 3/4. I probably would have went 4 if it wasn't for all the shenanigans going on in this match. Next, we had a 4-way for the AAA Mega Championship. We had champion Jeff Jarrett versus Phoenix versus Brian Cage versus Rich Swann. Yeah, so we had a lot of former WWE and current Lucha Underground guys here. Yeah, Jarrett comes out with his guitar. It was Jeff Jarrett, a vintage Jeff Jarrett. Phoenix, we know he can fly. He's in Major League Wrestling, Lucha Underground. Brian Cage, Impact, Lucha, powerful. Can still do a little kind of the Lucha Libre style, but more power and stuff. Rich Swann, we know what he was about in the Cruiserweight division. High flyer. Jarrett actually hit Phoenix early on with a guitar. He eventually hit the ref with a guitar. Then the owner of AAA Wrestling, Mrs. Pena was sitting in the crowd in the front row. Takes her cup and just throws it in the face of Jeff Jarrett. Obviously, having an American as your AAA champion, your mega champion, is kind of in the Lucha Libre culture, that's a slap in the face to the born and bred Mexicans and Lucha Libre wrestlers to have a American as your champion. Of course, when Jeff Jarrett did come out, he's shown his freaking WWE Hall of Fame ring, kind of like Bubba Dudley does in Ring of Honor. And so, she was kind of all about Phoenix because he's born and bred in the Lucha Libre and AAA Mexico wrestling. As soon as she throws this cup in freaking soda in the face of Jeff Jarrett, Phoenix does this freaking shooting star kind of dive off the freaking over the top rope onto Jeff Jarrett. Even though he caught Jeff Jarrett as he flew, he landed over the barrier, landed on Miss Pena. I mean, his basically kicked her right in the freaking neck. There's talking maybe she broke her collarbone, but it's like, holy shit, not only did he get Jeff Jarrett, he got Miss Pena. And then as the match goes on, a referee dressed as La Parka comes out. Well, LA Park. Well, this happened a few shows ago when Jeff won the AAA Mega Championship, and it was Conan. But coming out in a referee shirt dressed as La Park, 1, 2, 3, takes the mask off, it's Conan. Well, here he comes out, La Park, looks like dressed as La Park, in a referee shirt, attacks Jeff Jarrett, pulls the mask off. It's Dr. Wagner Jr., who Jeff Jarrett beat for the AAA title, comes out posing as a referee. Phoenix hits some freaking spot on Jeff Jarrett. I don't name all this stuff. They're cool high spots. Gets the 1, 2, 3. Dr. Wagner Jr. pins or counts as Phoenix pins Jeff Jarrett for the new AAA Mega Championship. So yeah, new Mega Championship brought back home to AAA veteran Phoenix. I give that match 4.5. Had some shenanigans. I was thinking 4 and 3, but a lot of shenanigans going on. The referees getting knocked out and whatnot. Hit with guitars, and then the Dr. Wagner dressed as referees. Little Parker coming in, so I gave it 4.5. It was good. The main event of the evening was a cage match, mask versus match, 4-way. You're thinking, what? All right, we had 4 wrestlers. We had like El Hijo de Fantasma, who's the second generation, versus Pentagon Junior, which a lot of us in the United States know from Pentagon Dark in Lucha Underground, the Pentagon Junior in MLW, to Pentagon at the All In show in Chicago, the biggest indie show in North America since 1993. And versus Psycho Clown versus La Parka, formerly of WCW, way back in the day, WWE a little bit early on, 2000-ish. Cruiserweight, veteran around the world. So what it was, it's a 4-way match. 4-way cage match. The first 2 that escape the cage are safe. They're gone. They're eliminated. Basically, you escape to eliminate yourself. The cage goes up, you have a 1-on-1 with the final 2, and it's mask versus mask. First one out of the cage, Pentagon Junior. Second one out of the cage, Psycho Clown. Cage comes up. That leaves LA Park versus Pentagon Junior. And these 2, I will tell you, tore the freaking hell out of each other. Not only did they unmask each other during the match, which, if you know anything about Lucha Libre wrestling, their mask is their identity. You don't know the true identity of a lot of these masked wrestlers. The mask is who you know them as. You know, La Park, Phantasma, Pentagon Junior. You don't know Phoenix. You don't know the person behind the mask. You know the mask is that person. Rey Mysterio, he had a mask versus hair match in WWE and WCW and lost his mask. Guevarra did the same thing. Psychosis. But in the Lucha Libre culture, that mask is everything to you. You do everything you can to conceal your identity so no one knows who's under that mask. El Sombro, as we all know now as Andrade Cien when he was El Sombro in Mexican. Doc Carlos Jr., Alberto Del Rio. They had a separate identity from the mask to what we know them as. So this, the masks are very important to that culture. Come down to Phantasma and La Parka, they tore each other apart, tore their mask off. They did every underhand trick you can think of. The referee got involved. These damn corrupt refs in AAA Mexico. Finally, we do have an outcome. We have La Park saving his match, which basically his mask was all tore off almost anyway. And then Phantasma, who lost his match, second generation superstar, had his dad at ringside, his little boy in the ring. He had to reveal his identity, who he was, and finish because his mask was tore almost off. Finishing masking, he can never wear a mask in AAA Mexico again because that's how important these masks are. When you get unmasked, that's it. You're done with your mask. 4.25 I gave that match. Great show. Worth the watch. It's long. It's 4.5 hours, 5.5 hours long. And 2 pre-show matches, just like WrestleMania. So it's one of those. If you're a professional wrestling fan and you like to watch wrestling throughout the world, which I have become here in 2018, I've watched New Japan Pro Wrestling. Obviously Japan. I watch World Series of Wrestling out of Australia. I watch one of their shows. I got another one coming in November. I've watched Progress. I've watched Defiant. I've watched Discovery, all out of the UK. I will be watching NXT UK. I watch NXT WWE, Smash Wrestling out of Canada, Evolve out of the United States. There's so many just wrestling companies you have to kind of watch to kind of get the world of professional wrestling. And that's what it is right now, the world of professional wrestling. All right, so that will wrap up the AAA Triple Mania 26 review. Stay tuned to our sports show for the All In Wrestling Chicago September 1 Biggest indie show since 1993. Preview coming to Rubber Sports Show. As always, thanks for watching Rubber Sports, and don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Rubber Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.